Right now at 6, Vernon County Police are asking for the public's help in identifying a burglary suspect.
And it's National Donut Day. The Salvation Army is partnering with a local bakery to raise money for those transitioning from homelessness.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. A former Village of Wilton clerk is now facing 20 felonies. 40-year-old Leah Barton originally faced 9 felonies related to embezzling thousands of dollars from the Village of Wilton. Updated documents show she is now facing 20 felonies, including 11 counts of identity theft and 1 count of theft in a business setting in excess of $100,000. According to a criminal complaint, Barton allegedly stole the money through use of unauthorized credit cards during her term as the village clerk and treasurer from 2021 to 2023. Barton is out on a $10,000 signature bond. She has a preliminary hearing scheduled for July 2nd.
Authorities in Vernon County are asking for help identifying a potential burglar. The incident happened early Thursday morning on Kramer Road in the town of Hillsborough. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office shared these images from a home surveillance system that show a person in a hooded shirt entering a building holding something underneath their left arm. The photos show the alleged burglar has markings on both arms. Anyone with information on the incident should call the Sheriff's Office or the Vernon County Crime Stoppers.
The city of La Crosse has issued evacuation notices for select areas of the La Crosse River. Areas of the Mississippi, Black, and La Crosse rivers may reach minor to moderate flood levels over the next few days. Evacuation advisories will be issued near Copeland Street Bridge, east of the bridge near the Vietnam Veterans Trail, and other locations on the river. Police and fire department members will give notice of the advisory starting Friday. The city says the flood poses a risk to unsheltered individuals. Catholic Charities of La Crosse will open their 3rd Street overnight shelter from Sunday to Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Maintenance issues will close the Hoffman Aquatic Center for the 2nd year in a row. Today, the city of Black River Falls announced the aquatic center will close due to ongoing leaks that caused the pool to close last summer. The city brought in crews to make repairs earlier this year, and despite those efforts, the pool still loses 20,000 gallons of water a day. The closure could last the entire summer. 2024 season passes or punch cards can be refunded over at City Hall.
Well, a lovely day here in the Coulee region. A great start to the weekend. A little windy, but we do have some showers coming through tomorrow morning, Greg.
Yeah, it's going to be a wet start for the weekend, unfortunately. We talked also about the river flooding going on. And right now, the only flood warning we have, that's because the river is going to be going into flood stage, minor flood stage, is the Mississippi along Wabasha, if I can say it correctly. Right now, it should climb up about 12 feet tomorrow morning. That's flood stage 12.7. That's the highest it's going to get, so it's not really going to climb too much. Other places along the Mississippi will continue to rise. We'll kind of break that down a little further. Otherwise, for this evening, dry conditions. The wind will start dying down, but we're not expecting any wet conditions of any location. Temperatures in Eau Claire getting back down to the low 60s. Increasing high clouds, but the winds will die down throughout the night. Right now, just some cloud cover out to the west. The precipitation into Iowa is not going to touch us, but you will see more cloud cover. The system we're watching is up towards Grand Forks, International Falls, Winnipeg. That is the one that's going to provide us some showers as they kind of dig south to the area, but it won't be really until after probably 3 a.m. that we start seeing some of the precipitation approach maybe Eau Claire at that point, and it'll begin to spread across the area. Just periods of light rain or a shower. Won't be a steady light rain for maybe about an hour or two at the most, but otherwise you'll need the umbrella. But for Sunday, you won't. It'll be breezy, and we'll kind of break down what Sunday looks like beyond that, and then what next week also looks like a bit later in the broadcast.
All right. Thanks, Craig. Well, a candidate for Wisconsin's 3rd congressional district says her political experience will set her apart. Stevens Point Democrat Katrina Shankland is running for Congress after more than a decade in the state assembly. Eau Claire businesswoman and fellow candidate Rebecca Cook, who also ran for the seat in 2022, has told other media outlets Shankland is a career politician, and voters are more leery of those kind of candidates. Shankland says she's happy to lean on her legislature experience because she knows how to get things done in a divided government.
As a member of the minority party, every bill I've ever introduced, I've gone to a Republican colleague and said, let's work on this together. That, to me, is how we get things done, and that's how I know my first day in Congress, I'm ready to go. I don't need training wheels. And
Now, Shanklin Cook and Eric Wilson are all still in the mix for the Democratic nomination to challenge the incumbent Congressman Derek Van Orden. The partisan primary election this year set for August 13th.
To celebrate National Donut Day, Linda's Bakery is partnering with the Salvation Army for a fundraiser. The Salvation Army's relationship with donuts goes back a long time. Back in World War I, the nonprofit traveled to the front lines and served donuts to American troops as a way to boost morale. To celebrate that connection, Linda's Bakery will donate 50 cents for every donut purchased today to the Make a House a Home program at the Salvation Army of La Crosse. The program provides a move-in basket with household essentials to residents graduating from the Salvation Army's emergency shelter to permanent housing. Salvation Army's Director of Development says working with people in need is very rewarding.
So when you think about the differences that make, you think about not only the individuals, the men, the women, but the children as well. The children are the important factor there, and they have a place to call home.
Quam adds that the La Crosse Salvation Army has helped over 80 people move into permanent housing since October of 2022.
The Diocese of La Crosse is hosting a Eucharistic rally today at the La Crosse Center. They began the day with the transfer of the Eucharistic procession from the Diocese of Winona-Rochester to the Diocese of La Crosse. The procession is part of a nationwide pilgrimage where members of the Catholic Church walk from city to city on 4 predetermined routes. One pilgrim says this journey has been the experience of a lifetime.
I'm not sure if we all kind of knew what we were getting ourselves into, but it's been so amazing. Just being able to grow in our love for Jesus, spending so much time with him, but then also serving the people along the route, enabling them to encounter Jesus in a new way or in a renewed way.
With the Eucharistic transfer complete, participants then headed over to the La Crosse Center for an all-day celebration.
Hunter Biden is back in court today for his Delaware gun trial.
That's right. What his daughter and sister-in-law had to say about his drug use at the time when we come back.
What do we think? Burglary gone wrong? More like a chilling spree.
You see it all too often. When you don't take care and maintain your system, it's all too easy for problems to pop up when you need it the most.
It's hard to stay cool under pressure.
Proper service and maintenance is worth its weight in the cold.
I'm not a fan of having problems. What can you do?
Call G&T as soon as humanly possible.
Don't lose your cool this summer. Call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Listen up. I devised a plan to find better home internet, guys. Madison, you scout the web for the best deals. Peggy, you monitor our projected data usage. And Ellen...
Avoid that hassle and go with U.S. Cellular Home Internet. No more guesswork, and it is faster than ever.
All right, new plan. You sign us up for U.S. Cellular Home Internet. Clipper and I will try it out by streaming the game in our new sports theater.
Is that a grill?
And a hot tub for you.
U.S. Cellular new and improved home internet. Just $34.99 when bundled with a wireless plan.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
When patients want to address their smoking or vaping, doctors refer them to smokefree.gov for free help. Chat online with an expert. Build your plan to address smoking, vaping, or chewing tobacco. Sign up for free texts from people like you. Doctors know they go at your pace. Visit smokefree.gov. That's smokefree.gov. Smokefree.gov.
Attorneys have begun to lay out their case in defense of Hunter Biden at his federal gun trial.
Prosecutors wrapped up their case Friday with jurors hearing from a drug expert and an FBI chemist following dramatic testimony from some of the women in Hunter's life around the time he bought the weapon.
Erica Brown reports from Wilmington, Delaware.
Hunter Biden's legal team began presenting his defense Friday, calling his eldest daughter, Naomi Biden, to the stand. The 30-year-old recounted visiting her father at a Los Angeles rehab facility in August of 2018, telling jurors he just seemed really great. She testified in October of that year she borrowed her father's truck to move and did not see any drugs inside. Hunter's daughter's testimony comes a day after his sister-in-law, Hallie Biden, a key witness for the prosecution, told the jury she discovered a revolver and ammunition, along with drug residue and drug paraphernalia, while searching Hunter's car on October 23, 2018. Hallie testified this is video of her throwing away the gun in a Delaware grocery store parking lot 11 days after he purchased it.
This is about as powerful physical evidence as you can get, linking his possession of that gun to his use of illegal drugs.
Prosecutors accused President Biden's son of lying on a federal application form about his drug use in order to buy that gun in 2018. Friday, the defense called the gun store owner and an employee to raise questions about the integrity of the form. They argued their client did not knowingly lie about his drug use, believing he was not an addict at the time.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
In an interview with ABC News, President Biden indicated he would not pardon his son if he's convicted. Erica Brown, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
The defense is expected to call more witnesses when the federal trial resumes Monday.
The heart of the pandemic is over.
But health experts say some people who once had the virus may still be suffering long-term side effects.
No, the weekend starts off on a wet note. The back half actually is going to be dry but breezy, so we'll time out the rain, when to expect it, and what next week looks like, and maybe we'll see the 80s come back that time. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Senator Baldwin says I'm not from Wisconsin, but this was my childhood home. Graduated East High, became a Badger in '86, where I've had my company for over 20 years.
And this is where we live. It's our family home.
I'm a fourth-generation Wisconsinite. It made me who I am. If Senator Baldwin's not going to be honest with you about where I'm from, what makes you think she'll be honest with you about anything? I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
You made a cow. Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving.
How about a more solid way to save?
I'm listening.
Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
Stressless by Equinus. The most comfortable seating in the world is more comfortable than ever. It's on sale now at Drury's in Fountain. Every year, Equinus updates styles and leathers, and that means outstanding values. And now we're passing these savings on to you. It's time for you to enjoy the incredible comfort of a stressless sofa or recliner in your home. Now at fantastic savings. A stressless recliner is your place. A place to relax, a place to unwind. Stressless furniture on sale now at Drury's in Fountain.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Be prepared for flooding and keep your basement dry with Barracuda sump pumps. Remove water quickly with this half-horsepower cast iron sump pump. Now $133.49 after rebate. Keep your yard beautiful with help from Yardworks. They offer a variety of landscape tools and products to get your garden tasks done and keep your lawn looking healthy. This garden hose is $44.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Get solar and get saving with Olson Solar Energy in the La Crosse area.
When you're talking to someone and you call someone at Olson Solar, it's not someone in Utah, it's not someone in California, it is someone local right here. By doing that, we control the entire process. So we control the project management, we control the design, we control the installation, the electric, the hookup, permitting, and that really sets us apart.
Stop into our location near you. Learn more at olsonsolarenergy.com or give us a call.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
A new report suggests millions of people are suffering from long-term COVID.
That's according to the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine.
Yeah, they estimate that 6.8% of adults in the U.S. are still experiencing lingering symptoms. This despite being infected months or even years ago.
Health effects include chronic fatigue and brain fog, and in some people, the symptoms are so bad it impairs their ability to work or attend school for up to 2 years.
According to the 265-page report, being up to date with vaccinations reduces the likelihood of developing long COVID, but some groups are still more at risk than others.
against long COVID. You may still see some people who get long COVID despite having been vaccinated. And women, not surprisingly, people with chronic underlying illnesses and people who had more severe cases of COVID are more likely to progress to long COVID.
Researchers say there's no one-size-fits-all way to treat long COVID, in part because it is associated with a wide range of new or worsening health conditions and encompasses more than 200 symptoms involving every organ system.
Well, this morning, parts of the west and southwest are bracing for another day of brutal temperatures.
A massive heat dome has temperatures in the region soaring into the triple digits.
As CBS's Jared Hill reports, the heat is already raising safety concerns.
In Bexar County, Texas, where the heat index soared to 106 degrees Thursday, 24 victims of alleged human smuggling rescued after spending hours in a hot trailer.
It's miserable conditions there, and it's just blazing hot in there.
This morning, a significant swath of the western U.S. is sweating under a growing heat dome. In Phoenix, Arizona, no escaping the heat for the hundreds waiting outside to enter a campaign rally for former President Donald Trump.
A microwave. It's hot, and no matter how much water you use to pull yourself off, it dries up and you're just sweating and cooking out here in the heat.
Nearly a dozen people were taken to the hospital with heat-related symptoms.
We're going to use this rapid cooling bag.
Here, Phoenix first responders showed a potentially life-saving way to treat patients suffering from heat stroke, using cooling bags filled with ice to quickly drop the body temperature.
There's a lot of things happening at this point. We're starting multiple IVs to give them cold fluids.
With the heat comes the risk of wildfire and strain on first responders. In Napa County, California, 4 firefighters were hospitalized after being injured while battling flames, while in Nevada, road crews laid blacktop as the temperature topped 112 degrees. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Cities and towns in the impacted states have opened cooling centers to help people deal with the heat.
They're also reminding people to stay hydrated.
Of course. Well, of course, in the Coulee region, western Wisconsin, not so much extreme heat. We've had some pleasant temperatures, but could be a wet start to the weekend, Greg.
Yeah, we've been under this northwest pattern here where the jet comes from the northwest, so we keep getting this cool kind of Canadian type air with a few systems that come through and provide some showers, but the heat builds out to the west. We keep that northwest flow. That'll be the kind of the story going through about at least the first half of next week, and then we might see some things changing. For an update, the Mississippi River, these crests have actually come down a little bit when we're going to expect the height here, and even La Crosse now is not going to hit minor flood, and this is nowhere close to what we had flooding going on earlier last spring, 2023. So, but we are going to see them rise, and then as they rise, it's going to take some time for these flows to actually come back down. But that's what we're looking for right now. Through about early next week, they'll be around action to minor flood stage. But as I spoke, this northwest pattern continues, and actually it wraps all the way back around in Canada. So we continue to see these little systems come through, but it keeps us cool, keeps that heat dome well to the southwest, and that's where it's going to kind of stay here for the next 5 to 6 days. But we do have that one wave coming through. That's going to provide the showers, but not this evening. It's more after about 3 to 4 to about noon. We could still a few showers in the afternoon, but most of it will wrap up by noon for all areas. And then it gets a little breezy, some clouds, but that's probably the better of the days will be on Sunday. Temperatures back in around the mid-70s. But for tonight, this evening, just cloud cover. High clouds will continue to increase. It won't be until about after 2 or 3 you'll start seeing some of the showers begin to approach Minneapolis. And then it comes kind of just fragmented. It's not really one large area of widespread light rain. It's just periods of light rain or showers coming through after 4 to 5. And I think most of it will probably, or at least the more steady rainfall, will stay south of La Crosse towards southwest Wisconsin, going to south central Wisconsin. Meanwhile, up to the north, once again, hit and miss showers or some light rain drizzle. Eventually by 9, a lot of the activity pushes to the east, but we still have a few showers remaining till about noon. Then clearing skies up to the north. That'll be the difference really for Saturday afternoon. If you're north towards Eau Claire, you'll see more sun. South La Crosse, you're going to probably be stuck with some clouds at least most of the afternoon. So those temperatures down there will actually be cooler than what we'd have up in Eau Claire up to the north with that northwest wind. So all in all, not a bad second half of Saturday. Gets better as we go into Sunday because we have basically another front coming through. But for rainfall amounts, generally about a 1/10 to a 1/4. Some of the areas down there, especially further west you go, may get up to a 1/2. But I think everyone's probably going to stay under a 1/4. And just light rain. We're not expecting to see any moderate rain or thunderstorms with that activity. As I mentioned, Sunday we're going to have a cold front pass to the east. It'll provide a little bit of cloud cover, but that's about it. We'll have some sun. It won't be actually that too bad. A few showers well up to the north, but overall it'll be dry. And then come Monday, that north wind really will usher in some cooler air. So probably about the next 7 days, the coolest day is probably going to be Monday, upper 60s, low 70s. So that'll be a below average, but plenty of sun. But then we have some changes coming up next week, but it's going to be probably not until the end of the week that we're finally going to start seeing that jet stream push to the north, allowing some of that heat out to the west begin to expand northward, but not really till about Friday and even to the weekend. That's when we might see some changes with this pattern. But in the meantime, showers after about 3 should be dry till then. Temperatures getting back down to the 50s. That'll come through Saturday morning. And then tomorrow we'll start seeing more in the 70s, more sun up to the north, more clouds to the south as we go in the afternoon. And then as we look at the 8-day forecast, we get it there. There we go, popping up. Breezy Sunday, cooler conditions continue for the first part of the week, and then we start getting back to the 80s, and potentially we could get even higher than that towards Father's Day weekend. There's just a lot of question marks. So Father's Day air show, just prepare. It could be shower thunderstorms. We could be low 80s. We could be maybe even the low 90s. It just depends right now.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, state baseball right around the corner. And the Logan baseball team looking for its first state title in over 20 years. Rangers are locked in this week. Rob caught up with them at practice. He's up next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
At By Goff and Rohde, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. By Goff and Rohde, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
At Taco John's, we've got beef with other places that start with frozen beef. That's why we start with only 100% American never frozen beef, simmered in our signature spice blend. Say no to thaw and yes to 100% American beef at Taco John's.
What kind of a loan officer do you think you deserve? I know that's a very tough question to answer. Here's what I think. I think you deserve a loan officer that is willing to look you in the eye before you take on a lot of debt and say, are you sure? If that's what you're looking for in a lender, call Firefighters Credit Union today.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
Maury's VW has all the latest Volkswagens with new product arriving daily, including the new 2024 Volkswagen SUV lineup, the large and very spacious Atlas and Atlas Crossport, the perfect size family-friendly Volkswagen Tiguan, and the practical, economical Volkswagen Taos. As always, you don't need to travel far to have your Volkswagen serviced. Come in for your test drive today at Maury's Volkswagen.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get By Goff and Rohde.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
What a ride it's been for the Rangers the past couple of weeks. Now the Logan baseball team is headed to state for the first time in 17 years. You could say they're a Cinderella team. You could call them underdogs, but the boys are as confident as they've been all season, and they're hoping to be called champs when it's all said and done. 1, 2, 3, what's your ticket? Rangers doing just that in dramatic fashion earlier this week. Logan punching its ticket to the state tourney for the first time since 2007. Now the Rangers are one of the final 4 teams left standing in D2. The boys are right back to work Friday morning as they gear up for their trip to Appleton next week. The group was loose, energy was high, and so was the confidence. Despite being the 6th seed in their bracket, the Rangers have rallied against some of the best teams in the division. That includes a 9-5 win over top-seeded Medford this past Tuesday in the sectional final. Now the Rangers have the #1 team in the division standing in their way, but these guys feel they could play with anyone, and they say they'll be ready to prove it next Wednesday.
Lately, we've just been, I feel, as focused as this group has been all year, determined.
we're pretty locked in right now, and limiting those mistakes and then taking advantage of the other team's mistakes has kind of been what's helped us on this run here.
I know I was all smiles, but also knew that, like, okay, there's a possibility for 2 more games on the line. For right now, it's been business as usual, but I'm sure once we kind of get in the atmosphere of state throughout the game, depending win or lose, it'll hit pretty hard.
We've been just having that mentality, and we have nothing to lose, so I mean, we've just been going for it. We have all the confidence in the world because I mean, we've already beat a bunch of good teams and just want to keep going.
I think it's just sky high right now. We're just playing for each other, and we're doing everything that we've been doing all season, and it's all kind of clicking at the right time. So I think just being able to see that work for us before, I don't think we're fearing anyone. We got the #1 seed up, but we've been beating teams that are seated higher than us all playoffs. So I'm just really excited to get at it.
Love that. Rangers clash with Mosinee Wednesday in Appleton in the state semifinals. I don't know why I get nervous for these guys always when it's a,
You're
a
committed.
big game.
Yeah.
I get more nervous than them, but they were loose. They're excited. I asked them a lot about that underdog mentality.
Sure.
It could be perceived as a negative, like it's like they're not supposed to be here, but they're confident. They've proved that they can beat some good teams, and they're ready to go. Loose, but confident. So
That's good.
It's kind of a good mixture.
Because there is that pressure sometimes coming in as a 1 seed.
Sure.
Some of these other schools, you feel like you need to back that up.
Exactly.
Coming in as a 4, you're definitely going to be a little bit looser.
Yeah, you don't want to call it house money because then it's like they're not going to win, but
Right.
but they think they can, and I'm excited for
It's been quite a run.
Yeah.
All right, hoping for the best for all 3 of our teams going to
Absolutely.
state.
Lucas Strum and Aquinas too. So it's going to be a busy week on the Diamond.
For sure. All right, Rob, thanks very much.
You got it.
All right, we'll be right back with the update on your weather forecast after this.
Ashley Stars and Stripes sale is going on now. Don't miss these furniture hot buys, now only $7.99. Plus pay 0% interest for 5 years with no minimum purchase in-store only. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I'm 82. 86.
90 years young.
Eric Hovde thinks people like us shouldn't be able to vote.
If you're in a nursing home, you only have 5-6 month life expectancy. Almost nobody in a nursing home is in a point to vote.
Son, I've served this country. I think I can handle a ballot.
What a jerk.
Eric Hovde, I'm fully aware of whom I'm voting for, and it won't be you.
I was born with a heart defect. For most of my life, it was safe to monitor with regular checkups. When I was ready to start a family, we knew it was time to make my heart strong enough for pregnancy. I was nervous, but my team at UW Health specializes in complex procedures, so they knew how to help my heart keep up with my dreams. They had the expertise I needed when I needed it, and now I'm ready for the next adventure. UW Health. Remarkable.
Ashley Stars and Stripes mattress sale is going on now. Don't miss these mattress hot buys, now only $7.99. And get a free adjustable base upgrade with an Align by Ashley Sleep mattress purchase. Only at Ashley. Shop more deals in-store and online.
All right, get out there and enjoy the dairy breakfast. We start Richland County is tomorrow, and there's a bunch more coming the 22nd. So good meal. You get to see the dairy operations, but you'll need the umbrella tomorrow definitely for that one. Otherwise, it's breezy and dry for Sunday. First half starts off fairly good, but we are going to warm up. It just depends how warm we'll get towards the end of the week and next week too.
All right, not too shabby though.
I don't remember.
I think a lot to like right there.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us at 6.
We'll see you at 10.